The kind of silence that exists between two strangers, standing too close, pretending not to notice each other, while their hearts are already whispering secrets their mouths aren't brave enough to say. I still remember the first time I saw Harry. He wasn't doing anything extraordinary, no dramatic entrance, no confident smile meant to impress. He was just standing there leaning against the old library wall, sleeves rolled up, eyes lost in something distant, as if the world around him was moving too fast and he had decided to pause it. I didn't know it then, but that was Harry, always pausing, always observing, always carrying storms quietly. I was 21, convinced that love was something loud, something obvious, something that knocked at your door and announced itself proudly. I didn't believe in slow beginnings or gentle attachments. Harry proved me wrong without even trying. Our first conversation was awkward. Painfully so. Is this seat taken? I asked, pointing at the chair beside him. He looked up, startled, like someone pulled out of a dream. His eyes met mine, dark, unreadable, careful. No, he said after a second. It's free, that was it. 2 sentences, no sparks, no magic, yet my heart did something strange. It stayed awake. Days passed. Then weeks. Somehow, the empty seat beside him became mine. We didn't plan it. We didn't even acknowledge it at first. I'd sit. He'd nod. Sometimes we'd talk about books. Sometimes we wouldn't talk at all. And oddly enough, I felt safest during those silences. Harry never asked unnecessary questions. He never forced conversations. When I spoke, he listened, not like people who wait for their turn to talk, but like someone who treated words as fragile things. I started noticing details. How he smiled with his eyes before his lips followed. How he always held doors without making it a performance. How his laughter was rare, but when it came, it felt like sunlight after rain. One evening, as the sky burned orange and purple, I asked him something without thinking. Why are you always alone? The question hung between us, heavy and unfair. He didn't get offended. He didn't laugh it off either. He just looked ahead and said, because alone feels predictable. That answer stayed with me longer than it should have. We grew closer in invisible ways. Shared coffees, shared playlists, shared moments that never made it to photographs but lived deeply in memory. I told him about my fear of being forgotten. He told me about his fear of staying. Funny how love begins by touching the wounds we hide best. I was falling before I realized it. I knew it the night it rained unexpectedly. I didn't have an umbrella. Harry did, without a word. He stepped closer, tilting it just enough to cover me, letting his own shoulder get wet. You'll catch a cold, I said. He shrugged. Worth it. Worth it. No one had ever chosen inconvenience for me before. That night, lying in bed, I whispered his name like a secret prayer. Harry. I didn't know if he felt the same. He never crossed lines, never made promises, never gave signals clear enough to be certain, but sometimes he looked at me like he was standing on the edge of something dangerous. And maybe that was love, standing close to a feeling that could change everything, and being afraid to step forward. I didn't know then how deeply he would shape me. I didn't know love could be so quiet and still leave echoes loud enough to last a lifetime. All I knew was this: before Harry, my heart was loud and restless. After him, it learned how to listen, and this was only the beginning.